So I want us to have a conversation about life in Africa, economic life models in Africa, and economic life models in, let's say, America or the West in general. I don't know, sometimes the divide is such that the one side is not well informed about the other, and so expectations are always misplaced. And then when people get disappointed, they blame one another. Economically, in the West, the culture of life is independence. The culture of life, the economic culture of life in America or in the West, Britain, Europe, is independence. In Africa, it is dependence. So, dependency culture versus independence culture. So, sometimes when people move, let's say, from Africa to America, especially when they move to settle here in America or to in the West, it can be London, it can be Europe, where the economic lifestyle is independence. Usually there's what they call a culture shock. People get shocked that their friends, their relatives, sometimes even their own children or their own parents are not giving them free ticket, free life, free everything, free food, free transportation, free everything. And they get surprised that maybe their son or their daughter is asking them to contribute to something, or the parents are asking them to contribute something, or their friends are not showing up for them, or their friends are not offering them free accommodation, free this, free that. And sometimes it creates tension, it creates rancor, it creates disappointment and disillusionment, and people complain and they say, oh, I went to America, my own friend, my own brother, my own classmate was not even prepared to visit me or to call me or to help me out, to give me a dime or to come visit me, come pick me up and grocery shop for me or something. I mean, I went to live with him in his house and he wanted me to contribute to the rent or to the grocery or to the this. And people, let's say from Africa, get surprised that why? I'm your friend. You should give it to me for free. I'm your friend. I'm entitled to this. Well, the culture in Africa is almost an entitlement culture. It's a dependency culture. Look at it this way. If you live in the West, maybe you live in Europe or America or any such place or Canada, and let's say you travel back home to your country, you go and visit. Do you know that the moment you get there, almost everybody around you wants you to give them something? What did you bring me? What did you bring me from America? What did you bring me from London? What did you bring me from Canada? What did you buy for me? Those who are close to you will ask you for something. Those who are not close to you, just people who just live maybe 10 blocks away from your home, they all come asking to give them something. To the extent that even what you are wearing, they want you to leave it behind. Why? Because it is a dependency culture. And that dependency culture, sometimes, most of the time, creates entitlement mentality. That is the culture there. That's the tradition most of the time. I'm not saying 100% everybody, but generally, Africa is a dependency culture. But when it comes to the West, it's the exact opposite, independence culture. So when children are 16 years, they wanted to start working and start learning how to drive based on the state. They get their driver's license, they start working, and they start making a living. At 18, they're supposed to be independent. At 18, they're supposed to be independent. And if they live with their parents, most of the time, they are supposed to contribute to the rent. In fact, in most homes, not only in Africans or American homes or white homes, they ask you, the child, okay, you start working, you take this percentage of the rent, that percentage of the grocery, that percentage of the bills, and the child understand because it's normal. They are cultivated, they are raised to be independent minded, independent thinking, and to be accountable and responsible at a very early age. Because that's how the economic model is in the West. The economic model in Africa, obviously, there are serious economic challenges, so people are dependent for a long time. So when people who are used to the dependency culture move to the independence living culture in the West, and the people who live, their own classmates or friends or relatives or parents or children in the West, ask them to be responsible for something, to be accountable for something, to contribute to something, they get shocked. So, wow, my own classmate is asking me to pay rent. My own friend, I was even taking care, helping him back home in my country. And now I come to visit him to come and live here, and they ask me to pay. What? Well, like we say in America, it is what it is. And you got to do what you got to do. Because the cultural mindset here, the economic cultural mindset here is independence. But back home in Africa, it's dependency culture. So let's know the difference. And so when you move from here, let's say from the West back home to Africa, and people are expecting you to give them this and give them that, don't be too surprised. It is what it is. When you also move from Africa and come to the West, and people ask you to contribute to something, pay for something, if you're coming for a visit, that's different. For a visit, a couple of days, a couple of weeks, whatever, that's different. You're not supposed to contribute to anything. But if you're coming to live here, for the first few months, they'll help sort you out. But after that, you must quickly find a way. Get a job, get a house, room, rent a place, and move out. And seek your own accommodation, your own transportation. That's how it is. When you come initially, first month, second month, maybe 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, they'll help you out. Sort you out. But after that, quickly get a vision for yourself. Quickly develop the culture here of going independent. Get a job. You can't stay at home watching TV. Get a job, get a job, get a job, and then start saving quickly and start getting your own accommodation. Can be 1 room, 2 rooms somewhere. Rent a place. You can co-share. Rent a place and start making your own life. It is what it is. So once again, let's know the difference between the economic life in Africa and economic life in the West. In the West, we are raised to be independent. In Africa, because of the serious economic challenges, many a time is a dependency culture until people gradually are able to weave themselves out. But sometimes it takes a long time for grown-ups to become economically independent. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But let's know the difference so we don't stress ourselves too much and think that some people owe us a living and that they are being bad people, they are not being loving or caring or sensitive to us in the West. Hey, it is what it is. All right? Okay, these are Kingdom Perspectives. I'll be back. Have a great day. Bye.